Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of Cali Effect. Today we are going over the Odd Eyes Magician deck profile, and there was actually a couple of edits that I've made in between me actually, playing on Dev Pro. I did enter a couple of meaningless tournaments. To me, they were meaningless. I did go undefeated, but there was obviously edits in between. And then this, I don't even want to say is a finished version. I want to say it's closer to finish. If you guys would like to see me play this more extensively, you can always catch me on Twitch when I stream on Twitch. But let's get to the deck profile. 3 copies of Dragon Pit Magician, 3 copies of Odd Eyes Magician, 3 copies of Oath Dragon Magician, 3 copies of Wizard Eye Magician, 2 copies of Magispector Kirin, 2 copies of Dragon Pulse Magician, 2 copies of Mist Valley Apex Avian, 1 Perform Pal Skullbat Joker, 1 Perform Pal Monkey Board, Shang Magician, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 Maxi, Glow Bulb, and Noble Dragon Magician. I'm going to go over quite a few interesting cards and why I play them in this profile, obviously. Perform Pal Skullbat Joker was limited to 1, and that was the most hurtful. It hurt this deck the most out of any deck. Why? Because we genuinely only play 1 rank or scale 8 monster. All the other scale 8 monsters don't apply to us, and then this one is just so hard to play around. If you control more cards than your opponent, its scale becomes 4. So I just opted not to play it. I'm pretty sure having this in scale in Wisdom Eye to change it to 8 automatically is pretty good, or I'm pretty sure Monkey Board has a good effect like that, but I just felt that it was too much work, so I'm just gonna stick to the Dragon Pit Magician. And like I said, it really hurt the deck. So Perform Pal Monkey Board comes in there, and Monkey Board has a couple of uses. The very best use is putting it in your scale and adding Skullbat Joker to your hand. But if all else fails, you can still play Skullbat Joker into your scale and special summon any of your Odd Eyes or Magician monsters to your side of the field. As you guys can see, I think in game 2 of me playing the Odd Eyes deck. The next great thing about it is that if all else fails, it does become a scale 4 when I place a Magician card in there, but all of my monsters that I really want to summon are level 7 and 6, so it doesn't really matter when it does become that scale 4. I can still be able to special summon all the monsters that I need to my side of the field. The reason why I run 2 copies of Dragon Pulse Magician is actually it's an amazing thing. First of all, Monarch players don't play March of the Monarchs, so when they go Dominion and do all that cute stuff, I can just activate Dragon Pulse and then destroy their monster and continue to go on for there. That's another great thing. The next thing is the Notoria Beast Lock, which I will show you guys again at the end of this video. Jang Magician is a really good card. Negating light monsters is really good. I want to play 2, but I really don't see a reason. It's good against stopping cards like Idea, a lot of other great light monsters effects, and then most importantly, it allows me to make Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon or Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon or whatever that card is at its full power. Maxi's Effect Veilers I felt were mandatory, but the only reason why I run 2 and 2 is because if I go first, which if I do win the die roll, I'll go. I don't necessarily want to see these cards opening up. I don't want to see like a bunch of them all together. And Effect Veiler actually does solve multiple purposes, being a level 1 tuner. You guys should already know why Noble Dragon Magician's in here. He's not here just to, for the comments. He's actually a pretty decent card in his deck. And then Glow Bulb is just Glow Bulb. There's so many great plays that can be made with the bulb. That's pretty much it for the monsters. I think we can go on to the spells now. Alright guys, on to these spells, and the spells are very, very straightforward. We're going to be running 3 copies of Pendulum Call. Ooh, wrong one. 2 copies of Sky Iris, which I'll talk about this card later. It's not like I really, really want to. It's almost like I'm forced. 3 copies of Upstart Goblin, another card that I'm completely forced to play. Terraforming, Odd Eyes Fusion, Dragon Mirror. Oh my god, this card's amazing. Foolish Burial, and 1 copy of Twin Twisters. So we're going to take out the Pendulum Call. I'm not going to talk about this. It's pretty obvious. It adds your Magician cards to your hand. Now, Sky Iris, the reason why I'm forced to play this card is consistency. This deck, with, Skullbat Joker to 1, has really hard times getting Dragon Pit Magician to your hand. So more often than not, what I wind up doing is summoning or activating something or summoning something, and then activating Sky Iris to blow up my card to add Odd Eyes to my hand, and then activating Odd Eyes and then scale it out for the card that I need. So more often than not, it's gonna be a Wisdom Eye Magician, but sometimes it's the Dragon Pit Magician that I do need to complete my scales. Another great thing about Sky Iris is that I can blow it up to add my Odd Eyes Fusion. And then another amazing thing about Sky Iris is that my opponent can't Twin Twisters me when I have Sky Iris on his field. So it does some multiple purposes. I just would rather play other cards if it didn't, you know, have all of those great uses to it. I'm forced to play Upstart Goblin. I hate this card with a passion, but opening subpar hands and going first does not help your case. So I feel like I'm forced to play Upstart Goblin, and the reason why I hate playing Upstart Goblin is because I don't want my opponent to have free instant fusions. I don't want my opponent to have free solemn notices and solemn warnings, but it's almost mandatory when you want to draw into the cards that you need. Terraforming is obvious. It has Search of Sky Iris. Dragon's Mirror was actually a lot more clutch than what I expected. There have been numerous times where I didn't care if I can pin 5. I normally just pin 5. And then my opponent's Solemn's warning me, and it'll put them at exact amount of life points for me to Dragon's Mirror and then make a monster and attack for game, most of the time. If not, I just do some other goofy combos. Dragon's Mirror summons a monster. It also combos really well with Odd Eyes Fusion and creates more OTKs. It's not necessarily mandatory. I swear, I promise you guys. The only reason why I initially played it is because it was super. I did not expect it to be good. It's actually really good. Foolish Burial sends cards like Glow Bulb, Noble Dragon Magician, and sometimes even the cards that I need to Dragon's Mirror to the graveyard. And Twin Twister is for, you know, it's still good against Pendulums. I'm really hard pressed to find a deck that is just like mediocre against. It's a pretty decent card, but I only run one because of it. That's pretty much it for the spells. Now I guess I can show you guys the cards that, you know, that could have been played. You guys already know about Shang-Chi Magician. Like I said, if that last clause wasn't there, it'd be instant at least 2. Dharma Eye Magician, I just didn't I never found a need for it. It wasn't a bad card. Like I said, I just didn't have a need. Tuning Magician is just not necessary. Glow Bulb almost outclasses Tuning Magician in every way, shape, and form. And then I guess a second copy of Odd Eyes Fusion, which I was running for a good point in time, but it was so cloggy it wasn't even possible. It was literally like I was focusing on just getting Odd Eyes to my hand, which, you know, just caused too much. So I decided to drop it to 1. I only normally use 1. Now I can get on to the extra deck with you guys. All right, extra deck's extremely straightforward. I'm so hard pressed on making the extra deck because there's so many awesome cards that I could run and I necessarily can't play them, but I'm gonna get into it right now. We're gonna 1 Cyframe Lord Omega, 1 Ignister. I felt that these were the best available level 8s because Glow Bulb plus your level 7 monsters equals one of those, and I've actually summoned them quite a bit. Clearwing Synchro, I felt that this was better than Black Rose because more often than not, if I Black Rose, I'm gonna lose my board, and I never want to lose my board. And then Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, which is also amazing. I don't use that the special summon combo that I'll show you guys later on that much, but when I do, it's normally game. The Notoria Beast, obviously for the Notoria Beast lock, really good against Pendulums. Sometimes if you have the right setup, it's good against Monarchs as well. For Exceeds, the Odd Eyes Rebellion, I've actually made this card quite a few times because it was a 3000 beater. Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, just an amazing card. Big Eye, Snatch Your Opponent Monster is actually a lot more viable than I thought it was. For 6s, number 39 Utopia Beyond. This is our amazing Godly Out to Cosmo, and it's just so amazing to reduce the attack of the Dark Destroyer and then summon a huge monster and swing for a ton of damage against them. Naruto, the Moral Leader, making this card against a lot of Rogue actually does, you know, equal gain, and then it's just overall a really good card against Pendulums and such. Then Abyss Dweller. I decided to go with Abyss Dweller over Castel because I run a lot of back row and monster destruction through Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse Magician. So I felt that Dweller is good against Cosmo. It's good against Yang Zing, which I did play against, and I know Yang Zings are irrelevant, but still, I just felt that Abyss Dweller was the best level rank 4 that this deck could play. And then for fusions, Odd Eyes Vortex, the Chimera Tech Over Dragon, and the First of Dragons. This card is freaking awesome. I don't even want to talk about this card right now because it is just that good. And yes, there are points in time where I have used summoned all 3, and it was through I fusion with my Absolute Dragon to make the Vortex, and then that's how I summoned my second Vortex, and then I Dragon's Mirrored into my First of Dragons, and yeah, that was an OTK right there. I mean, it was pretty much game because I cleared his board, he couldn't activate anything, it was nasty, okay? That's pretty much it for my extra deck. Like I said, there's quite a few cards that I really wanted to run, but they just could not make the top cut. All of these cards I've played extensively. I actually summoned them multiple times, so I just felt that it was the best possible scenario, for the exception of Abyss Dweller, which I didn't get to summon often, but that's just because I don't run a lot of level 4s. But now I guess I can talk about the side deck, which is a bonus. Alright, side deck for you guys is basically going to complement one part of my extra deck and then the rest of the cards that I needed. As you guys can see, I was hard pressed for space in the extra deck, so the Chimera Tech, the second Chimera Tech, had it to be forced into the extra deck and then 1 in the side deck. So 1 Chimera Tech, 2 Side Blocker, this card's amazing. 3 Cyber Dragon with the 3 Cyber Dragon core and then the 1 Cyber Dragon. Raigeki, that's Monarch. 3 copies of Wavering Eyes. I just felt that it wasn't mandatory anymore in the main deck, especially since this is a deck that never really needed Wavering Eyes. 1 copy of Twin Twisters. That's the other Twin Twister. Now for Rogue is the 2 Decree. I actually use this because I did play a lot of Rogue, which is why I say the tournament wasn't relevant. I actually used this quite a lot, and it got there. It really got there. There was actually this one Yangzing player. Shout out to you, Chris. He had lose 1 turn, skill drain, mistake, and lose 1 turn, skill drain, mistake, and Imperial Iron Wall. Don't know why he cited an Imperial Iron Wall against me, but he had all 4 of those. I flipped Decree and proceeded to win just because of Decree. And then 2 Mask and Restrict for Monarch. That's pretty much it for the side deck. I mean, all of it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you guys can't understand what any of these are for, I don't really know what to say. But the side blockers are just... these cards are god, okay? The best thing about Side Blocker is actually a card I want to talk about, is that you can normal summon Side Blocker, you can declare Cosmo Dark Destroyer, and then you can proceed to destroy it with Dragon Pulse Magician, since basically Side Blocker says you can't use that card. The reason why it doesn't work for Prohibition is because Prohibition says cards, except for the cards on the field when it's activated, but Side Blocker works in that exact same way, and that's why I love it against Cosmo. But now I can show you guys the combo tutorial. Alright guys, the first combo I'm going to show you guys is the Notorio Beast Lock. You're going to need any combination. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to play Pendulum Call and Glow Bulb in my hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Pendulum Call and I'm going to discard Glow Bulb to add 2 Magician monsters. Now the second Magician monster doesn't necessarily matter, but the first Magician monster I'm going to add is Dragon Pulse Magician. Let's just add Dragon Pit Magician, since this deck does have, you know, quite hard times getting at Dragon Pit Magician. Next I'm going to normal summon my Dragon Pit Magician, and then I'm going to activate the effect of Glow Bulb to send the card from the top of my deck to special summon itself. And then from there I'm going to go ahead and make the Notorio Beast. Now what's so awesome about this combo is that yes, I did use my normal summon, but now I can still set up scales and then special summon and then make other cards around Notorio Beast. Hopefully, if you can, on Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon to solidify my board and prevent my opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Their 4th out. So, and now, the next combo is literally, it's going to require these 2 cards. Dragon's Mirror, Odd Eyes Fusion, and then your opponent to have at the very least, 2 monsters on the field. Now make sure that their monsters don't say, you know, don't have a quick effect to leave the field of some sort, because you'll be pretty screwed. I'm going to activate the effects of Odd Eyes Fusion, and basically what Odd Eyes Fusion is going to do, I'm going to look into my extra deck this time, and I am going to send you and you to the graveyard. I'm going to send those 2 to the graveyard to be able to special summon my Vortex Dragon. Now, Vortex Dragon is going to be able to bounce my opponent's monster to their hand. And then next, I'm going to activate the effects of Dragon's Mirror, and then that's going to banish those 2 to summon my second copy of Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Now, keep in mind, that was literally a 2-card combo. You can still set up so many other things with your Pendulum Scales, whatever crap that you have, your extra deck, and all that other stuff. But that's already 5,000 attack on the board right there off of 2 cards. I felt that that was really awesome. Another combo I want to talk about actually is how I summoned the 2 Vortexes and the first of a Dragons in the same game. So basically, what it required was obviously Absolute Dragon on your field, and then any combination of cards. Period. If I remember correctly, Vortex is 1 Pendulum monster plus 1 Odd Eyes monster. So we'll just put any Pendulum monster from our deck to our hand. We'll put Dragon Pit Magician. It also requires, I apologize, it also requires Odd Eyes Fusion and Dragon's Mirror. What we're going to do, we're going to activate Odd Eyes Fusion, and Odd Eyes Fusion is going to fuse these 2 to the graveyard to special summon our Odd Eyes Vortex. And then Absolute Dragon is going to special summon our second Vortex. Next, we're going to Dragon's Mirror those cards to special summon the first of Dragons. And I actually did not get to talk about this card, but this card is extremely dope. Basically, it can't be destroyed or by battle or card effects with any other card if it's not a normal monster. So, I mean, cards like Raigeki and Dark Hole and all that stuff still works, but a lot of people don't play that card. So First of Dragons, literally, at the very worst, you summon into defense against the Cosmo matchup, and you wall off all of their cards until you can get your main deck to answer. What else is there another combo? Oh, of course, there's the regular combo. Basically, I'm gonna skip all of the other BS, and I'm gonna say that I have setup scales. You know what, actually, let's not even say that I have setup scales. I'm gonna say that I have these 3 cards in my hand. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna activate the effect of Pendulum Call to discard Noble Dragon Magician to add Dragon Pit and Oath Dragon Magician from my deck to my hand. Where's that Oath Dragon? Sweet. Next, I'm gonna set up scales, and then I'm gonna Pendulum summon the Odd Eyes Dragon. Then I'm going to activate the Noble Dragon Magician. I'm going to reduce the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon's level by 3 to special summon itself. And next, I'll Synchro Summon, so these will go to the extra deck, to bring out Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. Meteor Burst Dragon allows me to special summon Dragon Pit Magician to our side of the field, and then we'll exceed with both of those cards to make Absolute Dragon. Now, if you have another monster on your field, let's say that I used Perform Pal's Skullbat Joker to search out the Odd Eyes initially. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Perform Pal Skullbat Joker, and then I'm going to activate Absolute's effect to negate the Skullbat Joker, discarding the Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. We're going to finish the effect of Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon and then special summon the Meteor Burst to our side of the field. And that's a really nice combo. The last combo I'm going to show you guys, it doesn't really require much. It's a level 7, and then you're going to require that Zhang whatever Magician. Now, keep in mind, I don't do this combo much, but when you do, your opponent loses. Alright, so basically it requires that. Let's say that we have, sure, we'll have Skullbat Joker in our extra deck. We'll make him into a normal monster, and then we'll Pendulum Summon the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Or we'll make him into a leveled monster. From there, we'll just go ahead and Xyz summon into the Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon, and that's how you summon them. I mean, normally when you summon them in main phase 1, you're going to win outright because of its effect. Well, thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. You guys got the main deck, the extra deck, the side deck, and the combo tutorial in all one video. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.